Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and if you're new here, my name is Edward Smith and welcome to my YouTube channel. And in today's video, I'm going to be comparing 3 different 5-inch studio monitors ranging at an individual price of $69, $200 and $350. Okay, so when it comes to getting a pair of studio monitors for your home studio setup, most people tend to look at a 5-inch sized cone, mainly because the value that you get for the price is perfect for most of us on a budget, and it's also seen as the entry level for a home studio type environment. But at a 5-inch sized cone, you do get studio monitors that are around $130 to $40 for a pair, where others go past $700-800 for a pair, and keeping in mind the size is exactly the same. Today I have 3 different pairs of 5-inch studio monitors, one pair costing around $130, another pair costing around $400, and finally our most expensive pair around $700. Starting off with our $130 pair, the Alesis Elevate 5 MKIIs. These are not sold individually because they are seen as a multimedia pair, meaning one studio monitor has to connect to the other studio monitor and they can't really be without each other. Where these studio monitors are powered on their own, they're active studio monitors, they can be bought individually and as a pair. But for the price of $130, getting a 5-inch cone studio monitor is really nice if you're on a super tight budget. The overall build quality is very plasticky and cheap at that price, of course, and you're not really getting any frequency adjusting and things like this for your room environment. But if you are looking at getting a pair of studio monitors that are a little bit bigger than other type multimedia speakers that are not 5-inch cones, this is a cool studio monitor for that kind of price. Moving on to our $400 pair of studio monitors, the Yamaha HS5s. These can be purchased individually for around $200 per monitor because they are self-powered active studio monitors and they don't necessarily need the other studio monitor to actually function properly. And even though the cone size is exactly the same as the cheaper Elevate 5 MKIIs, this is a lot more solid of a product. When we look at the Yamaha HS5s, HS7s, HS8s, these studio monitors were designed for home studio type setups. They were designed for professional environments. So many professionals use them, and they were designed for music production, mixing and mastering, where the Elevate 5s are a multimedia speaker that are just slightly bigger with a nice bass boost switch at the back if you want extra low end, meaning they are there to just give you that nice bass beat for your multimedia type stuff instead of music production and mixing and mastering. And you can use these for mixing and mastering and music production if you want to compare them to other multimedia speakers, but if you're going to compare them to the same size studio monitors that were actually designed for music production, mixing and mastering, that is a totally different story. Moving on to our $700 pair of studio monitors, the Focal Alpha Evos. These can be purchased individually at around $350 a pair. There are quite a few 8-inch size studio monitors for exactly the same size that is going to give you a lot more low end, and they are also designed for music production, mixing and mastering. So if you have to compare the price to other studio monitors out there, it is pretty tough to go for these. But because these are Focal type studio monitors, and Focal is so well known for making top quality, high-end, best of the best studio monitors, it is easier to understand why these are so expensive. When you look at the Focal Alpha 50 Evos, you are getting a lot of detail when it comes to the design of these studio monitors. When you look at the cone, the color, the tweeter, the size, so many unique details on these studio monitors where The Yamaha HS5s are pretty basic, pretty plain. All the detail is inside. Focal has all of that detail inside and outside as well. When we look at the back panel, it is pretty similar to the Yamaha HS5s. You have your XLR and TRS input. You have a few EQ options to set them up more for your specific room environment. But other than that, you are paying for the Focal name. You are paying for the sound quality that you are going to hear in the test, and you're also paying for those unique details. So now that we've completed a quick run through of each studio monitor, looking at the price, the build quality, some of the difference in features, it's time to move on to the most important part when comparing the same size studio monitor, and that is a sound quality test. Okay, now for my final take on these studio monitors, in my opinion, for the price you pay, I think you're getting the right product. When you look at $130 pair of studio monitors like the Alesis Elevate 5 MK2s, they are designed for a multimedia type setup. They are not designed for music production, mixing and mastering, but when you listen to them, that extra low end with the bass boost, they do sound really, really good for a pair of speakers. Whereas when you move on to the Yamaha HS5s, these are very bright sounding studio monitors, a lot of mid-range. They really stand out compared to these two, and for the price they are great for mixing and mastering and music production, because that is what they were designed for. And there are better Yamaha speakers out there, but for the price this is really a value pair of studio monitors. Whereas when you move on to the Focal Alpha 50 Evos, for $350 per monitor, it is really difficult to say that they're better than other 8-inch size studio monitors at the same price, because at the end of the day you are buying a pair of studio monitors at the price and trying to see what best value you can get for that price, and still having a 5-inch sized cone at $350 is tough. It isn't that much of a difference in sound quality to these others. There is a little bit better of a balance, and there is a little bit more low end in feel, especially because you have the bass reflex port on the front, so you have all of that bass actually blowing onto you, which is a benefit. But there are studio monitors that give you exactly that at a much lower price. So if there's one pair of studio monitors that for the price in terms of sound isn't something that really balances out, I would say the Focals might look nice, they might have those accessories and just be a beautiful pair of studio monitors, but are they necessarily worth it compared to other 8-inch studio monitors at the same price? So that brings this video to an end of my studio monitor comparison of a pair that costs $130 versus a pair that costs $400 and a pair that costs $700, all with the same 5-inch sized cone. And just a reminder that if you're interested in any of these, I will leave some links down below. If you have any questions about today's video, just leave a comment down below and I'll try and get back to you as soon as I can. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please do give it a thumbs up, and if you loved it, subscribe down below, and I will see you for another video next time.